My name is Carl Minzner. I'm a professor of law at Fordham University in New York City, and I specialize in Chinese law and politics. The topic of my subject focused on demographic change and the implications of the rapid aging and the decrease in births in a range of areas: immigration, population policy, and pensions in both Taiwan and in mainland China. I was particularly interested in Taiwan because this new area that I'm looking at, Taiwan as well as Japan and South Korea, are ahead of the curve in confronting issues being raised by demographic change. And so Taiwan, for me, was a perfect case study, both for me personally, to re-explore, become reintroduced to Taiwan, but also look at it as a marker for what might be happening to both the rest of Asia, but also the rest of the world. This year is the year that Taiwan's population probably starts decreasing for decades to come. And so when your population decreases, you begin to encounter a range of new problems. You run out of young people for factories and for jobs. Your pension systems become more problematic, more unsustainable. And then you face real questions about what's the proper government approach towards encouraging immigration, encouraging people to have more children. And I think these are issues that, of course, people have always thought, well, that's Japan, that's Taiwan. Increasingly, these are issues that the United States are going to face as well. It now looks like the United States is also beginning to have a dramatic decrease in births. And so these issues are not just going to be something that's affecting Asia, it's going to be playing out in the United States as well. You have very interesting questions in Taiwan right now about, should we begin to encourage greater immigration of skilled workers from the Philippines, from elsewhere? And that creates real issues for identity, same types of issues that other societies are confronting. And it's an interesting question to study in Taiwan itself. And I think the answer is not as clear as we might think for Taiwan. I think it's still a very open question as to what might happen. I think in the United States, people have not thought of these core issues of what do you do when your society gets old really quickly. We've perceived this as sort of an alien question that's more akin to something that Japan is facing. But I think if you consider the trends that we've seen just within the past couple months, closed doors to immigration, pretty dramatic decrease in births, I think you realize that the questions that Taiwan is facing, these are not alien. In fact, these people in the United States really should be looking at what Taiwan is doing. And I think increasingly because of the coronavirus, people are starting to think, well, maybe we have things to learn from other countries. And similarly, I would hope that in some of these other issues too, people start considering the experiences from Taiwan, because it's very relevant. Since being here in Taiwan, for me, I've of course had a range of interactions with Taiwanese scholars as well as Taiwanese legislators. It's fantastic to be able to sit down and actually talk in a free and open setting to people who are debating about immigration-related issues, and that's great. More than that, of course, I've done lectures and talks at Zhengda, at Taida, at Zhongyang Yenzhuyuan, Academia Sinica, the American Chamber of Commerce. So I've gotten to take advantage of being in Taipei to reach out and sort of make contacts with a range of professional groups that work and students, and that's been very interesting to talk to both Taiwanese students as well as students from China who are here in Taiwan studying, and to sort of see how they interact on these various issues.